I've not seen 3.0. I'm waiting for a good release of it.
So yeah, Blu-ray April.
So is that the Japanese release?
Japanese Blu-ray.
So we'll have to import it. That's all right.
I've already reserved. Garrett and I reserved it, but it won't be subtitled. But people will put out.
So I'll wait for a local release, or I'll watch it with you guys probably. But I'm really excited. I tried to watch 1.11 about 2 weeks ago, and I fell asleep. But that was the first time I'd watched those movies since I got like my new TV, because I had like a small 37-inch TV, and then I got a new TV about a year and a half ago, and I got a nice sound bar and everything, because I don't have a lot of space for a whole surround sound. And man, the sound in those movies are just amazing. It makes me want to get a full surround sound.
Well, yeah, I remember a couple of years ago getting 7.1 and thinking, this is cool, but not a lot uses this. And then I got the IVA 1.0 Blu-ray.
Yeah. And
it was like, oh my God, I'm hearing everything.
Yeah.
Like, they utilize it almost better than anything I have. Like,
I love when you're in a place that has really, like, I mean, we're all like tech nerds and whatever. Like, we all like this stuff. Sound quality to me is like one of the biggest, most important things.
Yeah.
If I'm watching something and the sound is shit, I don't care. Like, I don't want to watch it anymore. So when I'm somewhere like at Garrett or like at a theater and the sound is really good, like, man, I was playing like Devil May Cry, and I turn those speakers up with the bass, and you just like, I love the wall of sound that comes from a good, like, tight speaker system. So like, even with my record player, I have like 4 speakers set up, 2 on the wall and then 2 down near the ground. So when I play records, it's like I'm being beaten with a wall of whatever the music is I'm listening to.
I want to be beaten.
I want to be beaten. Beat me, Daddy.
I can't be beat.
I've been a bad boy.
Yeah, I agree. Sound is way more important than people give it credit for.
I think people, especially, I feel like a lot of people don't take steps back and look at like okay, I've been watching Solaris because I can't watch it in one sitting. It's the most dense movie I've ever seen. And even in movies from the 60s and that are like really well done and well shot and everything is well made, there's an emptiness to it. And I don't think a lot of people know what that emptiness comes from. And I think it's because we've gotten so used to everything being like either Foleyed or like natural sound picked up, because you can have that good microphone to pick up those sounds. For instance, somebody will grab like a glass cup or these sunglasses, and you won't really think about it in a movie nowadays, but when they put them down, there's a sound.
Yeah.
But in a movie like back from the 60s and early 70s, they didn't have the multiple tracks that they could have, or infinite amounts of tracks that you can have in movies now to have that happen. So it's like always really like cool to me to go back and watch those older movies and see what like the sound design like does, and how big of a part in the movie it does. Like, or it has, I should say. So I think like that's why I think sound is such a big deal when it comes to like movies and watching like anything at home. You can have like a 60-inch TV and everything's great, but if you use like the speakers from the TV, you don't get like anything.
No.
You miss out on
absolutely not.
On like the impact of stuff, and even in movies that aren't action movies, you miss out on like subtleties in the sound and the music and everything.
There's a movie. Did you ever see the movie Tree of Life? It was what's his face movie? What's his name? Guy who did the Thin Red Line. Wiggly. What's his name? What's his name? Malick. Terrence Malick.
Oh, okay. I don't think I saw Tree of Life.
Anyway, interesting movie. I still can't tell you whether I loved it or hated it. But that to me almost might be a point for the movie. Yeah. Is it intensely divided? So anyway, Yeah, see, some people couldn't make it through the movie, but I don't think they're crazy. The movie has no discernible. It's not a plot so much as it is impressionistic of moments.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, what I was going to say was that movie goes out of its way. I have to give it credit. That's not an action movie. It's not a sci-fi movie. It's not anything like that. It is purely like flashbacks to a kid when he's growing up and stuff like that. It's very ethereal and dreamy, kind of whatever.
See, that sounds familiar, but I don't know that I've seen that movie. Who's in it?
Brad Pitt is the dad. Jessica Chastain is his wife. It's got some kids in it. Sean Penn is an older version, one of the kids thinking back to his life.
I'll have to double check. I don't think I've seen that.
It made an impression on me because it goes through all that, but at one point, the movie flashes back to everything that's gone on before, and it's about this kid's life, but it like goes back to the time of when dinosaurs came to be. It's seriously like, what? And it goes through how life. It gets to the point where the kid had his childhood, and by the end of the movie, you see all that end, and then it like shows you the world blowing up. And like disintegrating into the sun a million years from now. I mean, it just covers the whole thing, but through the context of a boy growing up too. It doesn't make sense, I know, but anyway, it was interesting, but it is confusing and yes, dense.
Yeah.
Anyway, but what I was gonna say, fix the fucking video interlacing. I think it looks fine. Anyway, what they do at the beginning of the movie, they go out of their way before the movie starts. It puts up a screen that says, due to the content of this movie, many won't do this, but we put in the highest quality 7.1 mix on this, and basically says look, this is not just for action movies. This movie takes advantage of every channel in a 7.1 mix. Please do your best to find a sound system approaching that. And if you have it, please turn this way up.
Wow.
It tells you, play this at a lot, because a lot of people just see that movie and think, oh, I wouldn't, man, it's just Brad Pitt and his family, whatever.
Yeah.
That movie had such great sound design.
Huh.
It sounded fantastic. And they go out of the way to tell you that at the beginning, look, that's not just reserved for an action movie or whatever.
I'll have to check that out, because I'm always into movies with really good sound like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm at home and it's late at night and I just want to put on an action movie because those are typically mixed to the fullest, and just because I was saying before, I love to feel the sound.
Yeah.
When I drive home, whenever I'm driving, the music in my car is turned up to the point where I feel as though I'm feeling the music. If you ride in the car with me and we're not talking, my preference would be to turn it up so loud.
Yeah.
Which is not good for most people, but I fucking love it. But there was a movie I wanted to bring up while we were talking about this.